now that this is done, this is the final straw. South Africa are knocked out. They never seemed like they were in command in the chase. That intimidation that comes with South African teams in the past seems to have gone.
Yeah, I can guarantee you guys it was pretty tough to watch that today. I was expecting a lot more, and it's tough to stay positive, you know. I just feel you have to look at the type of cricket South Africa's played in this World Cup. I feel the brand of cricket they played is outdated. Yes, maybe form plays a massive role in that, but as you say, I mean, they've been playing bad or poor cricket for quite some time, like even before the World Cup. So I just feel that they've sort of fallen behind other top teams in terms of how they approach white ball cricket. Now bowling is going okay, but you know, some stages the bowling plans were questionable. My big concern is the batting. If you compare our top batters to other teams, you know, the way they approach the first 10 overs, the scoring options they have, the way they hit the ball over the top, you know, they keep that boundary hitting ability throughout the innings. And then when the spinners come on, they put the spinners under pressure, they sweep them well, and they run well between wickets, rotating the strike. I don't see that from the South African batting lineup. You know, it's like I said, it's an outdated approach. It's almost like a block, slog approach, and you know, that's never going to work, and won't work in the future. They're going to have to do something. I don't know what. But I'm sure if you offer those guys, you know, a ticket out of England tomorrow, they'll probably take it. This World Cup has been a nightmare for most of the guys in that squad, and you know, the sooner we can get this nightmare over, the better for them, I think.
Yeah, Huss has a question for you, Albie.
Yeah, Albie, I just wanted to ask, what is the reaction going to be like back in South Africa from firstly the fans, but also from Cricket South Africa point of view? Will there be big reviews going into how the teams played, and also, as we've seen some of the tweets, into the first class system and other levels of cricket as well?
Yeah, I think you know we're a proud sporting nation, so not only after tonight, I think the whole sort of after the second game in the World Cup, the public has been, you know, on the case. If you just on the guys' cases, if you just look at the social media, the amount of abuse the guys are getting, it's actually scary. You know, we know being a professional sportsman is a tough environment to make a living, and you know, with social media and stuff around, it makes it even worse. I would like to think there's going to be a massive review. Cricket South Africa has to step in. You know, we broke a record today, and it's not a good record to have against your name, losing so many games in the World Cup. So I hope there's some serious changes. They must maybe not only look at the national side, but look at our structures underneath, and we have to come up with new plans, because it's not good for world cricket if South Africa performs like this.
Yeah, yep. Misbah, let's come to you. You've been listening patiently, and before I come to you on Pakistan's performance, which we will, since we have entered this discussion of how disappointing South Africa have been, you've played with so many of these South African players. They've lost a couple of big players in AB de Villiers, Dale Steyn, but that's almost something every team has to deal with. If you have to sum up South Africa's performance, what's the biggest disappointment for you from a team that's otherwise so competitive in ICC events?
I think I personally, what I have noticed from this South African side, they were so conservative in their approach in this World Cup. I felt that they haven't played freely, especially if we just look at their batting lineup. They were heavily dependent on Amla before that, and he used to score bulk of the runs, and Quinton de Kock fluent at the top, and they were having all those resources, and Amla was there, Quinton de Kock was there, Faf du Plessis was there, and obviously they got Miller, they got all the experience in their batting lineup, but unfortunate that they got enough resources in their bowling lineup also. One of the best spinners and top fast bowlers still, I mean, Steyn, Steyn got injured, but still Nagidi and Rabada, these are very good fast bowlers right there at the top. But what I felt that they just lost this battle mentally. They were not sure how to just go about in this tournament, how they need to bat and put runs on the board. Right from the first game, they got under pressure, and then against Bangladesh, and they were not sure about their tactics and how they have to play, and that cost them actually very subdued, or you could say under pressure approach in the field. Very unfortunate the way they fielded. They were not like normal South African teams, very energetic and normally just converts half chances into full ones. But overall, I think even today, if you see the way we started, I mean, everybody knows two of our top order batsmen, they struggle when there is no room. If the ball is just, if you bring the ball into them, but I think they just played in their hands and they just give them a lot of weight. Fakhr Zaman and Imamul-Haq, they played beautifully. They cash on those balls, but they feed them on their strengths. So once they came round the wicket, they just cramped them for room. I think they struggled. Higher soil is the same. They just gave them a lot of width. And obviously, once you just bowl onto the strengths of the batsmen, and they just capitalize on that beautifully. But it looks like a team under pressure, not executing the plans well, and totally, if you lost somewhere mentally, that could happen to any team. I think resources were there still, but they could not really apply themselves in this World Cup, and that's why I think they are in that sort of situation at the moment.